So we are about to start.
Good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to you. We're so happy that you could be with us. We're so happy that you've selected Centennial College for hosting the conference. I would like to personally extend warm welcome from all my faculty who are here today. We have about half dozen of them, and there are many more who know about the conference that are going to be queuing in to find out, what went on today. So a little bit about Centennial College. We are Ontario's oldest college, and we have a lot to offer. So I'm hopeful that all of you will discover a little bit about Centennial by being here today. I want to share with you the land acknowledgement before we start. So Centennial College is proud to be part of a rich history of education in this province and in this city. We acknowledge that we are on the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and pay tribute to their legacy and the legacy of all the First Peoples of Canada as we strengthen ties with the communities we serve to build a future through learning and through our graduates. Today, the traditional meeting place of Toronto is still home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work in these communities and have grown in the Treaty of the Lands of the Mississaugas. We acknowledge that we're all treaty people and accept our responsibility to honor all our relations. So thank you for, taking time to go through the land acknowledgement with me. It's important for us in the community. And I know you are a big community. It's all about learning today. So in terms of Centennial College, I mentioned it is the oldest college here in Ontario. We're also the College of Distinction. What that means, we have our students compete typically with other colleges, and for the past 6 years, we have won the prize of being the distinguished college among the Ontario colleges. So it speaks to the testament of our faculty, our students, our commitment to learning, which today is all about, and competing, and also being active in our community. So today, I think you have a full agenda. And I encourage all of you to connect with us beyond this conference. We are constantly looking for talent. We are recruiting faculty. We are a teaching college. However, we also are very active in applied research through NSERC, and we have received many grants. So we encourage you to connect with us through applied research as well in areas of AI, data analytics, healthcare, and our capstone projects, which are a requirement for all our students. So there are many points of intersection. So I'm hoping that today will be a beginning of a long journey for us together to find out, where we can collaborate, where we can strengthen the community, where we can tackle the global issues that are facing our planet. I'm currently serving as the Associate Dean for the Information and Communication Engineering Technology Department, which maps onto the ICT sector of Ontario and Canada. We have grown substantially. We have been the first department, I think, in Canada at a college level to start an AI program. We are very proud of that achievement. It is our fastest growing program. We are excited to have Google here with us. We're excited to have all of you participate in the learning around the cloud track, I think it's for today, and there's other tracks that are being planned, I think, in the future around machine learning and specific to AI as well. So the relationship continues, learning continues. You are part of the future. You are creating the future with us, and I'm hoping that today will be an amazing day for you. I am on LinkedIn if you wish to reach out to me or to any members of our faculty team that are here. I believe in building relationships, in tackling problems that are facing us, and I believe engineering especially has a special privilege engineering, computer science to tackle a lot of those problems, to solve those problems. And of course, we can't solve them without our great artists around us, right? So it's a team effort, right? So with that, I would like to conclude my opening remarks. I wish you a wonderful day here at the college. If you need to see me, I'll be here till about noon, and I'll hand it over to the next presenter.
Thank you, Dr. Krishna. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Vimal.
So, my name is Dylan. Thanks to the teacher who has given the opportunity and the platform here in this college to bring it tight together, along with Google, who is our technology partner, and along with many other community partners who have assisted us. Thank you. All right. So, there's so many things that takes for something like this to happen. And I will tell you with some small story. Before that, I want to ask you a few things. How many of you are technology folks, or like study technology, talk technology, love it? Pretty much all of you. Good. You talk about it a lot. You talk about it at home. So when you talk about technology at home, is the content same like you talk about it in college or in office, or it's a bit different? Bit different, right? So that is the difference that we wanted to tap. There's a difference when we talk about technology for our work, for our living, and there's a difference when we talk about in our drawing room. So 2018, somewhere, me and some of my friends who are here today, and I will introduce you to them as well. We were talking technology, just like any regular IT folks, things that's not working in office well, technologies which is not being discussed because there are a lot of things that happens very monotonous when we at the workplace. For that matter, even in academics, right? Sometimes we don't see that well catched up because by the time we are planning it and by the time the course is concluding, there's so many things that is changing. So where do we fill that gap? By discussing in our drawing room with our friends whom we trust. So two of me and Ram, who is here today, and you will see him today as well. We were discussing technology just like any other regular folk. And eventually we also got some traction where Google approached in a certain way to do some community event. We did not understood what exactly does it mean. We did not understood what exactly, like I have some experience in working with communities in a certain way, but in technology space, how does it work? I do not have any idea. Neither had any of us. So think it this way, 2 people, 4 people, 10 people who can discuss technology in a drawing room space, if we bring that same to a wider spectrum, the content quality and the objective and the scope changes a lot. That is what we have done pretty much. So we started with a community chapter called GDG Cloud Toronto. GDG stands for Google Developer Group. It is a format of Google which allows community members to take technology into their discussions and spaces, facilitate it, and also we are cloud because we primarily work around cloud technologies. Now, machine learning, AI, or for that matter, anything that is in our cloud is within our scope of discussion. And I mean, of course, there are other technology also which we are open to talk about, but primarily this is the area. And Toronto, yes, we are based in Toronto, open to the world. So with that note, let me give you a walkthrough on who we are and what we do. All right. So I already gave you that little brief how it all started. So we did our first event. We thought of okay, let's call it an event because it was not in drawing room. It was at a different place. So we have to call it an event. So me and Ram Kumar went. I guess it was 29th of January 2018. And then we had, of course, rolled out the way you all know us. We had 2 people coming. Now we were 2 people who wanted to do this, and we have another 2 people. So that was the nature of the event that we had. So we do not know what to do because now we are 2 people talking about technology to other 2. So it happened to be a drawing room discussion again in the same way, but it lasted 3 hours. We were amazed to know that even when there was just 2 people showing up, we had spoken for 3 hours in the technology discussion. Eventually, we grew up as a community. People started coming more, and right now we have like more than 5,000 people on Meetup who are registered with us, who are interested in whatever we do. We have more than 5,000 people following on LinkedIn, and we have similarly 2,000, 3,000 people following us on Eventbrite and different channels combined together. So altogether, we had made a traction in 2 years for more than 10,000 people who are willing to come to the events like this. Of course, not everybody can join on the same day. We all are taking time from a schedule to discuss this. So it is not expected that everybody should be at the same time. That's why we do it regularly and as many times as we can. If we talk about with our team, we are a larger team. We have more than pool of 100 volunteers. But does it mean that all of them will be there at the same day, same time? Because we all are committed towards a different work commitment, study commitment. And one of the primary criteria that we have within our internal team is that will get the certificate. It will be certificate of completion. People will also get the certificate of participation in a way, like who has attended this session today. But keep this URL with yourself. Take a picture of it so that when you complete it, because not necessarily everybody of you would be able to complete it. When you complete it, you will need to fill this form so that we know what is the name you want on certificate. We will also validate that certificate from our side before rolling out. So your submission will help us validate, and it will also help us roll out to you in the correct emails. All right, I will just give a few more seconds. I can see some phones here.
Oh, wait. Just in your last name field, within brackets, say workshop or conference, so that we know what certificate should go to who. So just include that part on your last name within the brackets. All right.
Nice. All right. So this part already you have you should be connected by now. If not, just take a quick picture. How to connect to the Wi-Fi. Just a few seconds for this. All right. Very important point. I will take a pause there. Zero tolerance for anything that is not appropriate by any means. It has never happened in our event that we have to worry about. We know it should never happen. But just to let you know that there is no the only policy we have is zero tolerance for anything that is not part of any and if you have to read about the general policy or house policy, people who are from Centennial, they know the house rules of the Centennial College, and whatever is regulation in Canada, that's our regulation. Okay, so apart from the informal introduction that I made earlier, we are official chapter of Google. Google recognizes us as official community chapter. We are not the only one in this planet. There are 1,000+ chapters across the globe. In Toronto, there are few chapters. We are the one in Toronto who is dealing with cloud computing primarily. But there are many other chapters in many other cities who are dealing with different technology area. But we operate as an independent group. What it means is that we organize events based on what our community needs are, how much long co-branding mechanism for that matter. But apart from that, also we do a lot of activities which is pretty much independent in nature, as long as it is specific to a specific technology learning, we do that. And in that case, we are also service providers agnostic mindset. In a way, feel free to talk about AWS, Azure, IBM. We are not here to pitch for Google. Neither Google expects us to talk about it. We are not the marketing guys. If there is something in technology which makes you feel excited, it is not from Google, talk about it. This platform is for that also, right? So we encourage the idea of this is not corporates, what we are doing here. This is community, right? So the sense of the community is directed toward Google. But since Google has given us the platform, pretty much we will be using those resources, and we will be talking about Google a lot because we are using the resources. Our motto is to nourish passion for technology, and also women in tech is our key area to focus on. The reason being, even in 2024, I guess there is 24% of women who are participating in technology spaces, be it in workplace, be it be. I see a good participation here, definitely more than 23%. But our underlying thought is that if this is happening organically, that in general women do not like this sector or are more aligned to other sector, perfectly okay, or some other benchmark. But if there is any other reason, social, economical, any other reason which is impacting their presence in this technology sector, we want to address that. And how do we address that? At least let's talk about it. The basic thing is to have a dialogue, have a conversation, and that's what we do with women in tech events as well. What we do, cloud info session, where we talk about basic cloud technologies, then cloud onboarding session, where we make people familiar with the cloud platforms that is available, cloud ML study jams. This is pretty much what we do. That's our USP. So you see a lot of events and activities in this city, which happens, which is good. I participate in many of them. They are very much resourceful. But what makes us different is we aim toward completion. So when we take your time on a Sunday or a Saturday, because that is the time we donate our time to do it, and we have a team of volunteers you may have seen, these 15, 20 people who are assisting you today have decided to donate their time so that they can make it happen. None of them are getting paid. None of them are being reimbursed in any sort of form. They have came at their own expense to this venue, and then they're assisting us. So when there is a stakes and people who are participating, it's not about what we do here, but end of the day, they're good 7-8 hours like we are going to spend together. And if we are like 200, 300 people in the room today, multiply that with the number of hours, multiply that with any dollar value that you see is a fit, proposition for your time. That's a huge amount of money. So we are going to do justice with that time. That is a final calculated time of our collective efforts here. So on that note, I would say we try to make sure that our time is well valued and it is more effective. Therefore, when we do a workshop, we try to encourage, let's complete it, so that by the time we go home, we will have a sense of accomplishment. We did something. Then it's not always possible because today is a conference, so we will have a lot of diverse activity happening. But when we do a specific study jam, we try to make sure that we come early in the morning, and by 4, 5 o'clock, we all have certificate in hand, then and there. So that's our USP. Google DevFest is another big event. It will happen in the last quarter, either in September or November. We are fixing the date. That will be another bigger event. You will see more than 1,000 people for sure. Last time we had around 2,000 registrations. The footprint was around 1,400. Can't say exactly. There are various activities going on. This year we will also have the similar numbers, and it will happen in Toronto. So I invite you proactively for that. Dates will be announced. And of course, the Women in Tech event. Apart from that, we have a couple of events like Google I/O Extended and the Google Next Extended that we do in the city. This, again, we do based on the guidelines that we get from Google when it is launched, because the Extended has to happen after the original one has already happened. So last month, we had the Google I/O in California, and now we are doing this extended event in the respective cities. So what we want to do beyond this, and to a point what we have become right now, we definitely want to become the largest community group where people can express themselves, learn technology, and exchange ideas together. So when I say the largest community, there's not an iota of egoistic